Hello, hello, hello. Who that's? Like and subscribe and comment, all that jazz. Alright, get the shit out the way. Well, I was gonna make this video earlier, but I have a tendency to keep falling asleep. I don't know what it is. It's weird. Anyway, Saints play tomorrow. Who dat nation? Against the Cardinals. Saw online where the Cardinals were all eating at Drago's tonight. We should have bombed Drago's if that was the case. We don't want the enemy, in there. I swear. But nah, actually, well, but the Cardinals, the Cardinals came into town, I think yesterday. Hey, we got two people. Hello, two people. Or, well, that's weird. It went from 2 to 0 in a matter of 2 seconds. I guess YouTube's playing tricks on me, or they haven't fixed the freaking glitch yet. Which is which, I don't know. But anyways, okay, now it's back to 1. I don't know. YouTube can't count. But Saints play tomorrow. Okay, now it's too good. Saints play tomorrow. I think it's either 7 or 6. I think it's 7. I can't remember. Against the Cardinals. Don't know if Brees is going to play. Personally, I hope he sits. But if he does play, it'll be like a series or so. But I don't want to see I don't want to see Jordan or anybody of the other ones. I know the fans want to see it because they're going to pay the money for it and stuff. But, the spectators sitting at home, I'll be like, no, keep them on the bench. Keep them on the bench. But they may play tomorrow. May. I mean, I don't put it past them if they don't play. But being it's the home opener and the fans may demand them playing, they may play. Usually the third preseason game is when they play a lot. So, it's all good. But, yeah. Thinking about all the offense, I don't really know who's pretty much on the Cardinals right now. Of course, they got Larry Fitzgerald, receiver, obviously. That dude will never retire. that dude will be playing until he's 45 like Brees, which is, it is what it is. But looking at the offense, looking at the defense, the Saints are a better team. Their fourth stringers are a better team than the Cardinals' first teamers half the time. Look at them. I mean, who the hell they got? The Cardinals had a good year a few years ago, then they faded out. And I don't think they did crap last year. So, I mean, this is preseason anyway. It's kind of funny looking at it online. People actually betting on preseason games, which makes absolutely no sense in the world to me. It's like people pay for regular season. They bet on a regular season, which is, you can do that. But preseason, yeah, I don't get that. I used to do my Xbox where I do the predictions and stuff like that, but the Xbox broke last year, the year before, so I can't do it. I could probably do it on Madden 2002 on my N64. Brees is in that game. I think he's a rookie in that game. So, because I have played him before, but they gave him a low ranking of like 68 or something, but he maxes out to like 77, 78. So, who dat? I'm glad I got two people on here. That at the same time, that's usually a first. So, you gotta get all this stuff. Oh, I added you to the related channels thing. It won't let me do it on my regular account, but it lets me on here, which is weird. So, sort of half alive. I don't know. I keep falling asleep every 5 minutes. It's weird. I think narcolepsy crap. But yeah, about the Saints playing tomorrow. I think it's. I want to say they come on. They probably come on at 6. But let me see. Because last week they came on at 6. No, they come on at 7. Okay. So if they come on at 7, and they do a 4-hour pregame, that probably means the pregame is going to be on at 3 o'clock, like it usually is, listening to it on the radio. So I'm gonna turn radio on about 3 because last week it came on at 6 and the pregame started at 2. Because I knew Scoot in the afternoon with WWL radio. Only had to listen to for 1 hour, thankfully. So I only had to hear him for an hour. But I kind of like a lot of people, a lot of Saints players. Trey Henderson plays pretty good. If Jerome Elliott plays half as good as he did last week, I mean, good Lord. Devereaux Lawrence is another one that sticks out in my mind. He's playing pretty good. You know, that's 3 people right there. I met him, Trey Henderson. He's actually if you go back and look at the second or third video, he's the cover picture. I met him last year at training camp. He was pretty cool. You know, he shouted out the We Are the Who Dat Nation. He was the only one. I couldn't get Breeze to do it. I tried my damnedest. No, Okafor is not really hurt too bad. They said he's got a bone bruise and he scraped his knee or something like that. You know, he'll be fine. Everybody's like, oh, you know, the whole practice went quiet yesterday, they said. But Okafor's fine. They're just worried because he tore his ACL or MCL, whichever one it was last year. But he'll be fine. We don't really need to play him in the preseason anymore. Let him rest. We got 24 more days, I believe it is, for the regular season. So let him rest. Let him heal. Don't put him in the games. You know, pretty much preseason is for the 3rd and the 4th stringers. Well, you got Jerome Elliott too is playing pretty good, and then you got, even if Trey Henderson plays pretty good, you have a lot of people that can go opposite. Sheldon Rankins, I mean, year number 2, he's got to show what he's made of. You know, he's got to show that why we drafted him first. I mean, I know he got hurt last year and he missed pretty much everything, but, you know, I think we have everything pretty solid in that category. Everything's so pretty solid. But, yeah, Okafor, put him on in. Okafor played pretty good last year. And then everybody was saying, oh, we're going to cut him. I'm like, no. No. You can't cut a person because they get injured. Unless it's like Nick Fairley, which, you know, that whole situation is still bullshit in my opinion, because they knew going in he had a heart problem. They knew his whole career he had a heart problem. And then they want to, you know, cut him and not pay him his money. That's bullshit. So, you know. NFL teams are funny like that sometimes. They know going in, they do physicals. They know they have they know the players have problems. Then they take a chance on them. And then when they figure, oh, they get injured, they'll go, okay, they cast them off to the side. That's why a lot of these players treat it as a business. They don't treat it as loyalty to the teams. You know, some fans get mad or upset. Why is he leaving my team? Why is he, you know, you got to look at their perspective. It's their job. You know, they treat it as a business because it is a business. That's how I look at this. So I don't really get mad if players leave or they say BS about whatever. I only get mad if they jump to the Falcons or the Panthers or the Bucks. Then I get mad, which a lot of Saints players used to do in the 90s. Morton Anderson used to do that. Bobby Abad did that. Hayward did that. Hey, we got third person. Hello, other 2 people. Hello, third person. Welcome to me ranting and talking, whatever. And you see the Who Dat discussion there. Y'all go follow him because, you know, he's pretty cool. Yeah, as growing up as a kid, I mean, I always, every time the Saints got pissed off with someone and they got rid of them, the Falcons always picked them up like clockwork, always like that. And I'm like, what the freaking hell? I mean, we got Michael Haynes from the Falcons, so, you know. It seems recently the Panthers fans are getting mad because we picked up A.J. Klein last year. We got Ted Ginn Jr. We keep getting the Falcons. I mean, the Panthers. The Panthers are like, why do Saints keep picking up our trash? But you know what they always say: one man's trash is another man's treasure. So we got somebody else from the Panthers this year. I can't remember who it is. Yeah, Coleman. That's who it is. So I mean, Coleman played pretty decent for the Panthers, I think. It's just the whole Panthers system. They suck. They absolutely suck. I mean, and they got a shitty-ass quarterback that sucks, too. I mean, Cam Newton is supposed to be the leader of the team, but he acts like a 12-year-old spoiled girl at times. You know, that thing with Calvin Benjamin. Calvin Benjamin he wouldn't even shake his goddamn hand. Cam Jordan come up to him. He's like, look, dude, I don't want to talk to you. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. Go away. And then Cam Jordan got the audacity to kind of be like the ones like, well, I was spurned, so, you know. It's like, well, there's a reason. That man got hurt. That man tore his ACL, MCL on the field. And then he missed the whole season. That was the season they went to the Super Bowl. He came back. He played his ass off. And then Cam Newton was like, well, we need better receivers. It's like, this dude's a freaking all-pro receiver. You never see Drew Brees dissing our receivers and talking shit. Cam Newton disses everybody. That's why he's an immature little prick. He was an immature little prick when he played for Auburn. And LSU kicked his ass year after year. I think we did lose once out of those 3 meetings, but LSU beat the crap out of Cam Newton. I do remember that. Or 2 years. Well, I think he played 2 or 3 years. I don't remember. I know we, got it. But it just shows that teams pick for teams. The Panthers picked the wrong crappy quarterback, and they're suffering for it. The Bucks picked a crappy quarterback, and they're suffering for it. The Falcons have a shitty quarterback. They're mostly suffering for it, but they gave him another 5-year extension, so apparently they didn't learn their lesson the first 5 or 6 years they had Matt Ryan, so melted ice or whatever the hell I call him melted ice. Sack his ass. Can't wait. Cam Jordan going to sack his ass 2 times a game. So that's 2 games. That's 4 sacks for Cam Jordan over the next 5 years. So expect Cam Jordan to get 20 sacks versus Matt Ryan in the next 5 years. I see this happening. Because Matt Ryan's a little bitch. He doesn't move around. He's not in the pocket. Cam Newton complains and cries after every game. And there's a collection on YouTube of Cam Newton sitting there and crying and complaining. I have it on my like list, like on my favorite list. There are plays where the Falcons lose or the Bucks lose. I put it in my favorite list with my Saints playlist. I'm going to break that down. I'm going to put the Cam Newton Scam Newton baby cry list. And I'm going to put all the videos where Cam Newton cries like a little 12-year-old girl he is. See, Cam Newton's stupid. He calls his own offensive line. The offensive line is there to protect his ass. You don't want to piss off your offensive line. They're liable to step away, and the whole defensive line, like in the longest yard, they will tackle your ass. It's not a good idea to piss off your offensive line. Every quarterback knows, and even running backs, and to an extent receivers, they know without a good offensive line, you're not going to go anywhere. And this is the whole debate I have with the Archie versus Aaron Brooks. Where somebody says, Aaron Brooks is a better quarterback. Bullshit. Let me tell you something. Archie Manning didn't have an offensive line. They beat the shit out of him. He had to run for his life every freaking play. You put Archie Manning on this team, on the 2018 Saints, and I guarantee you, he may not be Drew Brees, but I know he's not an Aaron Brooks. Aaron Brooks had a decent offensive line. He had Kyle Turley. He had Willie Roof, made the playoffs. He had Deuce McAllister as a running back. Aaron Brooks didn't do much of shit. Yeah, he was decent. He was just decent enough. He wasn't a great quarterback. He wasn't a terrible quarterback, but Aaron Brooks is actually better than Cam Newton. And here's the thing, though. Aaron Brooks is cousins Michael Vick. We got the shitty quarterback. I mean, if we would have had Michael Vick, we would have probably won a Super Bowl. Maybe. But I hate Michael Vick because, I just don't. But at least Michael Vick actually had some decent talent. Aaron Brooks didn't do shit. So the whole debate is when they're going to say, Aaron Brooks is way back. Well, Aaron Brooks played in the 90s and the 2000s when Archie played in the 70s and 80s. Archie didn't have an offensive line. Go look at his record. He never had an offensive line. That man had to run for his life repeatedly. It was terrible. So, did I say Cam Jordan instead of Cam Newton? Shit. I don't remember what I said. I didn't mean to say that. I get confused. Anyway, Cam Newton sucks. We all know that. He's a terrible quarterback. Personally, I hope the Panthers sign him until he's 45. We can beat the crap out of him. Everybody's saying the Bucs should get rid of Freeman. I mean, not Freeman. The fuck is his name now? I forgot his name. It's brain disorder, whatever. Anyway, they say they should get rid of him because of all this crap. Yeah, Winston. I keep thinking of Freeman. Why the hell I keep thinking of Freeman? Anyway, yeah, Jameis Winston, that little bastard. Anyway, everybody's saying the Bucs should get rid of him. No, I think the Bucs should keep him. Why do I think the Bucs should keep him? Because he's a shitty quarterback. And it's so much fun after the Jameis Winston eating the W. I'm going to eat the W. That was the funniest thing I ever saw in my life. Jameis Winston eating the W. You know what he ate instead of that W that day? He ate a giant, nice, red, blue, and black and gold covered L in his face. That's what he ate. He ate a nice big L. You know? But, yeah, but I mean, as far as tomorrow with the Saints and all, I think they're going to win. Yeah, but, yeah, they sitting there like, what the hell's going on with this dude? I'm sitting there watching. He's going, I'm going to eat an L. Like, his teammates are like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? Did we get this guy from the mental hospital? What can we return him for a better quarterback? This dude's sitting here eating W's. Apparently he likes to eat W's, but that's the only way he can get a W is eat the W. He figures if he eats a W, it'll stay in his stomach. But his stomach regurgitates the W's, and they turn into L's. You don't see him eating an L. You know, I'm sure they had a meme about that where he was eating an L. Have him eat an L. But yeah, his teammates are like, what the fuck are you doing? Dude, eat a W. That's just the greatest pregame speech in history. Now, if they would have won, it would have been one for the ages. But yeah, his teammates are like, why are you eating your fingers, dude? What he should have did was take a blank piece of paper and write a W on there and then eat the piece of paper. Crumple it up and eat the piece of paper. That way you can say he ate his breakfast today. And then Cam Jordan sacks the piss out of him and the paper comes out of his mouth on the field. It's like, well, I mean, they beat us in the second game, but the second game we really didn't care about too much because we already had the playoffs locked up. Yeah, that pissed me off. It's like, what the hell? I know they didn't really do much. I think they maybe gave him a little small fine. I can't remember what they did to him. But they didn't call shit. And if I remember right, in the game, they didn't call penalty on him or nothing. I don't think they did. But it wasn't Mike Evans. It was Mike Evans, and it was somebody else that hit him too. It was who came off the bench and hit him? Winston. Winston came and hit him too. And they got all the memes on there where they hit it. They do like that. They said they're turning the Lattimore off. Who that, Tiny Turtle? Been a while since I seen you. Who that? We got 3 people watching. That might be a record for right now. Got to get the fan base up. Y'all know any Saints players and Saints fans and Saints people, get them on here. Because this is what I like to do. I like to talk to the Who Dat Nation, the fan base, I know I'm talking pretty loud because I got my fan on, so you probably hear that. That's suckers. That's a big fan. So. I got it tilted. But I think if I had to pick a score for the Saints-Cardinals game, I would say something like the Saints will win 30-20, something like that. I mean, in the preseason, the score is irrelevant. I mean, a win is a win. I mean, if you lose in the preseason, it's not really that big of a deal because it doesn't count toward anything. But a win goes a lot towards team morale. But this being the second game of the season, I think by next week they got to cut down from 90 to 70. No, they don't do that anymore. That's right. I'm thinking in the past. They used to cut down from 90 to 75, from 75 to 60, 60 to 53. They don't do that shit anymore. They just go from 90 to 53. If Breeze plays, he's only going to play the first first series, if that. I personally, I don't want him to play Brees at all. I don't want that chance. I just don't want the chance of somebody blindsiding him, and then, I don't want that chance. I don't want to jinx anything. Sean Payton, keep his ass on. Let JT Barrett start. That's what I would do. I would go in reverse order. I'd let JT Barrett start, let him in for a quarter. Then I'd put in Taysom Hill. I let Taysom Hill play 2 quarters. And then I'd hand it off to Tom Savage in the 4th quarter and just pray we're not losing. Because if you give a big enough lead to Tom Savage, I don't think he can blow it. And he did play pretty decent last week. And he didn't do anything specifically good or he played decent. I think he was like 7 of 10 for whatever at one point. So, yeah, exactly. Savage is a camp body. Sad to say though, he's probably going to be the backup to Brees. I hate to say that, but he's probably going to be the backup. In all honesty, what I think they're going to do is they're going to keep 3 quarterbacks on the roster because you're going to have Brees number 1, you're going to have Savage number 2. Taysom Hill's going to do what he did last year. He's going to be a pushy quarterback, and they're going to put Taysom Hill on special teams, and JT Barrett's going to the practice squad. That's just, that's how it's going to be. And the Saints really never truly carry 3 quarterbacks. Even when they had McCown, it was really just Brees and McCown. And then when McCown got hurt, when Brees missed that game, then they brought somebody, and I forgot who the hell they brought in. And then McCown got hurt, and somebody else, I don't know. Well, no, McCown, no, did he get hurt? I'm trying to think. No, I know Brees missed that game a couple years ago, and then McCown came in, threw for 300. We still lost, but it wasn't his fault. Luke McCown totally just walked past me in a Saints camp one day. I had my notebook out, and he signed my friend's hat who was standing right next to me. He walked right past me. I'm like, Luke, can you sign? He just, he just never signed my paper. He walked right past me. He signed the person next to me, and then he signed my friend who was standing next to me. He looked right at me, and I was like, Luke. And he just walked right past me. So, that's like no respect right now. I know he can't sign everybody, but still, that kind of pissed me off at the time that you're going to sign my friend's hat and you're not going to go for me. It's all good. It's all good there. But, yeah, I'm going to I listen to the radio version, which is good, and mute the TV because I hate the TV announcers a lot of times. Local preseason, they always have our New Orleans Saints announcers. They have Joe Myers. They have John Lynchcomb, and they have, I can't remember the third person offhand, but yeah. I wish YouTube would fix this damn problem here. Like, what is this problem? It keeps fluctuating. Why is it telling me? Why is it going from 3 to 0, 0 to 3, 2 to 0, 1 to 0, 0 to 1? I know somebody's watching right now, but it shows 0. Does YouTube deliberately like to piss off people and not pay anybody? What the hell? YouTube, get this crap fixed. Come on. Get this crap fixed. Stop. I'm not monetized, but, if I was, even for like 10 seconds, it screws the whole, up. Oh. Damn. Yeah, that's freaking YouTube. I hate when that happens. I don't know why I'm lagging. I know my Google Chrome, sometimes it does this. Like, it'll show up like, I have like a line on my computer that goes straight down. I've had this like 4 years, 5 years. So sometimes the screen fluctuates. Yeah, YouTube does that. I've noticed that, though. Seriously, I've noticed that where one time I did it like an hour and a half on my personal account, and I had a guy watching me the entire time, and YouTube credited me with 19 minutes of a view out of an hour and a half thing, and he watched the entire video, and they only credit me with 19 minutes. And I'm like, what the hell? Like right now, it's telling me, I'm looking at the meter. it keeps going 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. And I'm like, what the? Hey, that's just a little pet peeve right there. How I hate to get off the Saints subject, but that's a little pet peeve right there. I mean, I'm not monetized, but still, it's total bullshit that happens. Because if a monetized person, even if it's for a few seconds, it adds up. But I know when I started making videos, YouTube was messing around with my sound. So, but I mean, people never told me that my videos will lag, but I blame YouTube basically because they can't freaking fix this crap. It's not on my end, but it kind of sucks if it lags. It used to lag on my end briefly, but it doesn't, like on my end, it's not a clear picture. It's kind of like dots. I can see everything, but it's like, it's not 100%. It's probably like 94% clear or something. I don't know if you want to explain that, but yeah. But I had an idea about the whole thingamajig. Okay. See, YouTube just likes to piss people off because if this was an actual thing where I had like 600 views, then it would piss people, and because if I'm watching something and I see it lagging, I'm gonna log off. I had a whole idea about doing something like what you said earlier. The only way I could think of is if I like a telephone call or something. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know all that crap about it. I've never done I've always wanted to do a podcast, stuff like that. My friend, who actually is the one that came up with the whole idea. I had a Saints page, and then he made the We Are the Who Dat Nation Facebook, and then he started the YouTube, even though he doesn't really fool with it. He doesn't really do much of anything with it. He just lets me run everything. Now on the Facebook, every once in a while he'll post. The first 3 videos on here, that's him taking the video, except for I took a little bit of, but that's him and his phone. Because I got videos on Facebook of me going to Saints camp. I did the traffic and weather report one morning. It was pretty funny, and I tried to take those Facebook videos and put them on here, but they wouldn't let us. I don't know what it was, but yeah, anytime I go to like a Saint signing or something, I don't know how to fool with video. My friend did it, like Tron Armstead when I met him at my old work, and then the second video is the Drew Brees video. He's in there. I was trying to get him so hard to say We Are the Who Dat Nation, and he would not say it. He just would not fucking say it. He would not say it. I'm like, dude, I will pull out a $5 bill if you freaking say this. Come on. But yet people were handing him the phones. Yeah, can you say happy birthday to blah, blah, blah? And they would hand him the phones, and he'd go, hey, happy birthday, who dat? And I'm like, what the hell is this? I should have said, hey, today's my birthday. Can you say blah, blah, blah? How the hell is he going to know? He didn't really talk too much when I was doing it. Although he did, he kept saying he was going to go over there. Because we were standing in front of a cherry picker, on the side of a cherry picker. He's like, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go over here. And then they wouldn't let him go over here. Finally, he walked over there, and everybody's pushed to the masses. So, I do remember that part pretty vividly. By the time I took the phone from my friend, I hit the wrong button. And at the end of the video, it looks like it's an angel or something fading out. Plus, I didn't realize he turned the phone off, so I may be swearing a lot at the end. But my friend, he only likes to take like 5-minute videos. And I'm like, dude, keep filming. Oh, I don't have that much power on my phone. I don't care. Plug the damn thing. He actually dropped his charger, and these teenagers, this black lady, she's like, oh, there's that charger. Go get it. And I said, fuck it. I grabbed it. And these kids were like, give me my charge. I said, this ain't your damn charge. This is my friend's phone. I saw it fall off my phone. He didn't even realize it. And they wanted the charger. I said, no. I took the charger. I said, man, Get away from me, you bastards. And I told my friends, hey, you dropped the charger. He's like, oh, okay. All right. I'm like, apparently, if you don't care, then what the hell am I caring about? But still, somebody stole his charger at work one night. They took his charger. He had his phone charging in the back. And I used to work at this place too, so I know where it is. And one of his coworkers took his charger off his phone while it was charging and stole the damn thing. That's crazy. But Saints camp, anything goes. Every year they change. Every year they change crap. We used to be able to just show up, walk in there. They metal detect you and all. You just show up now. Last year you had to go online and print out a paper ticket, and scan it. Now you got to go on the SeatGeek app and scan it on your phone and go beep. I'm like, I don't have any. I got I got a little cheapy flip phone. I don't really use the phone a lot. I can't do apps. I don't know the fool with that crap. But it used to be just plain bleachers. Then what they did was they added, because Rouse's is a grocery store. My friend works at that actually. They got a whole seating in the area on the top where it's all shaded. It's air conditioning crap because they already had a VIP section way on the right. But now they got a whole section where it's like this and that, and they put it way at the top. But the advantage is all the players come at the bottom. They don't come. I sit on the bottom because whatever. Then they had the fast pass where you don't even need a ticket. There's some where if you buy a package or something, you can just walk in. But it's supposed to be a free practice. The NFL keeps changing the damn rules every year. They make it freaking impossible. They actually did a practice this year where it was closed just for fans. Just for season ticket holders. And there's a wait list of like 20-something years. I put my name on a ticket wait list. But actually this year, a lady that put her name on the wait list 17 years ago finally got season tickets. So, But there's a wait list so long. I put my name on it. So probably in 15 years I'll have season tickets. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm like number 4 million something in line or something like that. I did it last year, the year before. And you go on the Saints site. And it says if your number is called, then you can win, blah, blah, blah. But, I don't really have a way there too much anyway. But it's like with the Packers and stuff. They have a waiting list. The Superdome seats 80,000+. So you'd have enough space for everybody, but there's more than 80,000 fans, obviously. So I've never been to a Saints game, unfortunately. That's the one thing I'd like to do. Cross off the bucket list is go to a Saints game. I've been in the Superdome about 5 or 6 times already, but I've never actually been into this game. I want to go to a Pelicans game, so I haven't been in any of those. But I've been to a Voodoo game a few times, the Funk Voodoo. And I've been for some other events. I went to when I was a kid. I went to Superdome, and they had a few Saints players signing, and I got a few autographs there. They took all the grass, the artificial turf off, so it was just the players sitting in cement. It was a Saints fan fest or something. I went as a kid. I think I was like 8 or 9, and I went actually behind the scenes. Like we went to go. It was the off season. We got to go in the dressing rooms at the time, and the back corridors where the players come out and stuff like that. And there's a little maze. It goes like a circle thing, go up and down. We actually went to the top of the Superdome at one point, almost to the top. But yeah, I've been in the Superdome for Tulane games. But Tulane used to play their games there for the longest time until about 2 or 3 years ago when they built Yulman Stadium, which is where the Saints usually practice at night once a year. That's where I went. The last couple of times I went to practice was at Yulman Stadium. I didn't, and then went to the airline. That's where they practice too. Let's see. Superdome from here is about I live about, let's see, New Orleans is about 37 miles from me. So you add about another maybe 6 to 8 miles on that. So I'd probably say it's about 45. It's about a 45-minute trip usually, 50-minute trip. Now I used to live like about 8 minutes away from the Superdome. I mean, not from the Superdome. 8 minutes away from New Orleans. If you go by the Mississippi River, you can get there in like 8 minutes. But I grew up pretty close to it, so. Oh yeah. Nothing's the same from when I was a kid, though. After Katrina, they had to pretty much tear everything out and redo the roof and all. I'm waiting until I get that freaking Mercedes-Benz name off the Superdome. Because I'm still pissed about that. They have 2 more years after this year. Because Mercedes-Benz is a freaking traitor. They sold the rights to Atlanta, and Atlanta's new stadium is called Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Mercedes-Benz actually opened up their U.S. plant in Atlanta. So, yeah, that's what people want you to think. Tom Benson wanted to move the Saints to San Antonio. The only reason he couldn't is because the fans cried out. And they said, no, 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 no. Tom Benson isn't all the best person. He was never, I've heard stories. My grandpa told me stories about Tom Benson, how he got his empire when he was alive. So I've heard stories from numerous people. Tom Benson might have been a good person, but when he bought the Saints, obviously he couldn't do anything with them then. He wanted to move them then, but he couldn't because, he's from New Orleans, obviously. But he couldn't move them then because of Edwin Edwards and stuff. They were like, no, no, no. But after Katrina, when he thought the Superdome wasn't around anymore, he was really thinking about moving the team to San Antonio because we did play a few preseason games. He was really on the idea. I mean, obviously you can't tell him now, but I really do believe that if they didn't get really quickly, how fast they reopened the Superdome. It took less than a year. They busted their ass. I honestly believe if they didn't have the funds and they didn't fix the Superdome, right now the Saints would be in San Antonio. So, I mean, I met Benson. I talked to him last year briefly, the year before. I mean, but he was in go-kart. They'd stop and you'd wave and whatever. I throw a few words at him, whatever. But I honestly believe that Tom Benson would have moved the team. And here's the thing, though. From a business standpoint, he would have been right. Because, in all honesty, after Katrina, everything was so fucked up, you couldn't really have a season. I mean, that season, they went 3-13. And Katrina was a curse and a blessing. Because in 2005, we had, Aaron Brooks was still a freaking quarterback. And we had Joe Horn. We had Turley. We had a few good players, but seriously, we played all our games on the road. We played a home game in Baton Rouge and Tiger Stadium. We played, I think we played a game in Shreveport, which is way up there in the state. We played a game. I think we played a game in Thibodaux, where the Nickel State plays, because that's where we were training at the time. We played a few games in San Antonio. I think we played that Monday night game. It was supposed to be a home game, and we played it in Giant Stadium. And everybody was like, "It's supposed to be a home game. We should have moved it to New Orleans. We should have moved it to somewhere else, but we didn't get a chance to." So yeah, and Haslett went 3-13. Well, no, it wasn't. Still in all, no, but Jim Haslett went 3-13. They fired him. They fired Mueller, Randy Mueller. They hired what's his face now, Loomis. They hired Loomis, and Loomis went out and got Drew Brees. So, in some ways, if it wasn't for Katrina, I don't think a lot of this would have happened. We would have still been stuck with Brooks, for Christ's sakes. That would have been terrible. Oh damn. But yeah, they three. And the thing about that season is we started 1-0. Yeah, because nobody wanted him. The Dolphins training staff was like, no, he's hurt. Nick Saban wanted him. And the Dolphins, the Dolphins training doctors wouldn't sign off on him. So I'd like to find out who those Dolphins doctors were and get their names and send them a Christmas card each year. Thank you very much for the Super Bowl. We appreciate it. Thank you for the greatest quarterback in NFL history. That is so funny because the Dolphins had a shot at signing him. Dolphins didn't really want him. When he came in with the Saints wanted him, you know. Actually, when they were driving Drew Brees to the airport, they took a wrong turn. They went to the Ninth Ward. No, was it the Ninth Ward? They were driving somewhere, and they took a wrong turn, and it went down all the houses that were all messed up from the storm. And any other free agent would have been like, yikes, I'm not signing here. But, you know, Drew Brees at the time, and I kind of think at this too, because despite what he says, I read his book, despite what everything and despite what all the stuff says, the Saints were the only team that wanted to take a chance on Drew Brees in the first place. So, of course, as a business, you're going to go with that team, you know. And then they built up we have a cool fan base. They built up the fan base and built up everything. And, yeah. So, you know, the NFL is a business, though, pretty much. Yeah, Yeah, we did get Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush was pretty cool. So, I mean, yeah. I don't know what that comment means. That's the thing about live streaming. You get anybody in here. But, you get anybody in the universe. I know on my regular account, people like to troll me every time I'm live, which is funny because I troll them right back. So you follow my regular account, don't you? Because I can't really tell. Oh God, no! We didn't want Vince Young. Good Lord, Vince Young is worse than Aaron Brooks, for Christ's sakes. But then you look at Vince Young's record, and he had like a 31. I think he had 31 wins and 19 losses, if I remember right. Vince Young is like a Michael Vick in a way, but he fizzled out very fast. He fizzled out so fast. I wouldn't want Vince Young. I don't know. At the time, Vince Young showed promise, but I don't know. It's just something about Vince Young. I don't know. It's just something about him. He played pretty good, don't get me wrong. He played good for the Titans. Then he was backup for the Eagles. But if he was really a good quarterback, I kind of put Vince Young in the whole Tim Tebow situation. Tim Tebow played pretty good. Broncos said, screw you, we'll take Peyton Manning. The Jets took Tebow, couldn't do anything with them. Even Bill Belichick took Tim Tebow and wouldn't do anything with him. So what does that tell you? And Belichick will take anybody. Belichick will take any player in the history of the NFL, put him on a Patriots and make him an all Super Bowl team player. You know, just like Drew Brees takes every receiver we have and makes them Pro Bowls. Except for Marcus Colston, because the NFL screwed us on that one. Marcus Colston should have been an NFL Pro Bowl player every goddamn year he's with us. Every year. So, the NFL kind of, I don't know what they did in that situation, but, you know, they should have definitely had that there. So, I mean, it is so crazy that they didn't do it. Let's see. But I don't know. Vince Young is not Drew Brees. That's all I'm saying. I just categorize Vince Young in the Tim Tebow, Aaron Brooks regime. Good but crappy, I guess, in a way. That's just my whole opinions. I saw Vince Young play at Texas when he was. I didn't see him up close, obviously, but I saw him on TV. Played at Texas. It was all right, Led him to a Rose Bowl, beat USC. All right, we all know that. Beat Mark Sanchez, but Mark Sanchez didn't do crap either. So, it's kind of crazy there. Let's see. Yeah, one thing the Saints did after we brought in Loomis is we made right decisions, and we made a lot of them. That was the Saints' downfall in the 60s, 70s, and into the mid-80s. We made the wrong decisions. I mean, if you look back in the Saints' history and how many times we traded away or could have traded for potential Hall of Famers, it's just staggering. It's just so staggering. And you can see why the Saints didn't win the game. Didn't have a winning season from 1967 all the way to 1987. You can see why. It's because, Jim Finks came in 1986 and turned the team around. But then Jim Finks wouldn't pay anybody. That's why Bobby Hebert had that year strike, and then he sent them to the Falcons. And Jim Finks was good because he turned us around, but he was also an asshole. They wanted to make him NFL commissioner at one time. And then cancer got him, and he died of lung cancer, I think it was. But horror stories. We traded away a number 1 draft pick to the Colts, and the Colts drafted Bubba Smith, Hall of Famer. We traded away the number 1 draft pick to, I believe it was, what team was it? I think Seahawks or something. The Seahawks drafted a few good players from that. We traded away. We had, in the late 70s, early 80s, late 78, 79, Chuck Muncie, Tony Galbraith, Wes Chandler, all of those were gone within a year. We could have kept those. We went 8-8. We could have probably made the playoffs with that. 81, Bum Phillips comes in, and he gets rid of everybody. He trades Chandler to the Chargers. He cuts Muncie. And then Muncie signs with the Chargers, I believe. 82, he trades Manning for freaking Kenny Stabler, who almost did lead us to the playoffs, but Kenny Stabler was shot by that time, And then, he trades a lot of our players because of a different regime. They don't want their own players. So he traded a lot for the Oilers players. He even traded for Earl Campbell when Earl Campbell was pretty much out of gas, shot, and he gave up a number 1 draft pick to Earl Campbell. So, so many bad. John Meekum, the owner, was the GM up until 1981. Then when he gave full control of Bum Phillips. And, John Meekum, one of his associates wanted to trade for this Dave Parks, a tight end. And the NFL said, okay, you can do it, but they formed a tampering. So the Saints had to give up 2 number 1s and 2 number 2s to get this tight end, who was the best tight end in the NFL. We get him. He plays sort of decent. He plays another year. He blows out his knee and he retires. But Pete Rozelle was like, okay, you have to give up all these draft picks to sign him because it was 10. Even though he was a free agent, because back then, technically they didn't have free agency. It was a year-to-year basis, and the club had the first right of negotiating rule. And it was something where he didn't want to sign with the 49ers, and the 49ers were like, well, that's our player. We're going to sign him. You tampered him. So, NFL screwed us so much in the past. And, we didn't do any favors kicking ourselves in the ass, So I'm just glad, except for like the last 3 or 4 years when we couldn't really do anything in the draft. Now we got Jeff Ireland, he knows everything. The only downfall about being a good team is that other teams come calling. They want your assistant coaches for a head coaching position. They want your assistants. They want your scouts on their team. They want to study you. They want to see everything of success. And what now? We're still in cap hell, to be honest. There's no really. We actually have a good cap specialist. I forget the guy's name, but they call it Lumison because we can have like no cap room and Loomis will sign a player. And I'm like, how the hell does he do that? But then it's not too hard. It's just there's no members on the team from the 2015 class after we traded Brandon Cooks. Everybody's gone. It's just 2014, 15, and 16, we drafted terrible players. Bird is still on the freaking books for another 2 years. I think Brandon Brown is finally off the books, maybe. I don't know. The Saints are still in the top 5 and in dead money, like 12 or 13 million bucks. We're still paying Nick Fairley. We're still paying who else we're still paying from like 3 years ago? I think Browner's in freaking prison now, so screw that. Or if he's not, Brandon Browner is the worst freaking player ever in history. Man, that dude's pass interference. That dude made Jason David a good guy. For Christ's sakes. I mean, this dude got paid a shitload of money, and all he ever did was grab the other guy's balls and pull them to the ground. Jarius Byrd didn't do shit for us, except for the last 3 or 4 games we had him. Then he started all of a sudden. Then he started to make a couple of interceptions. By that time, it was too late. Saints were like, you know what? We're paying you $13 million a year, and you're not really doing anything for us. So let's kind of say we're not doing much of anything. So it's kind of crazy. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I don't know that one. But, yeah, it's just, it's nuts. All right, YouTube. Why does it say no people are viewing me? I know someone's viewing me. Fix your damn button, YouTube. These long streams will do that, apparently. I don't know. It's just crazy. There we go. After like 45 seconds, now it shows the 1. I probably have like 4 people watching right now, and it doesn't count as 4 people. So, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what that comment there. The kangaroo or dead under the stars. What comment is that? Might be a troller or something. I don't know. You get that when you do live streams. If you ever do live streams, it's open to the public. If you don't set it for private, so anybody can come on here and say whatever. Probably so. I have people that, like I said, when I do my live streams on my regular account, people come in and they troll me all the time, and I just troll them back. It's so funny because one dude used to do that to me, and I'm just like, okay, fine. You won't get me mad. And then he did a live stream on his account, so I just signed up, and I was trolling him like crazy. I was like, hey, man, do you know this guy? Because, this dude's pretty awesome. And I was just like saying all kinds of crap. And then he deleted his YouTube account, which was funny. It was a fake account anyway, so, Where's that freaking... There we go. Wait, did that work? Okay, there we go. I deleted his message because it has nothing to do with this, so screw it. Now they can subscribe if they want. I don't care. More power to them. But this is a Saints page, so I just want Saints people on here. I don't want There's a Falcons guy that follows me on my regular page. Why, I have no idea. And I didn't even realize he followed me until he started commenting about, the Saints suck. I'm like, you motherfucker. So I banned his ass. I took him off my subscription list. Yeah, it cost me a subscription, but I'm not going to have these freaking Falcons fans come on there. And I always block them on here. If I see a Falcons account on YouTube or Panthers account, I automatically block them. Because I'm not gonna get into it with them. I could get into it with them, believe me, if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna let them hijack what I'm talking about. They suck. So, yeah, it's football season. Football season is awesome. Gives us something to talk about, something to do, all that good jazz. I can't believe I got that one wrong. But yeah, it's I can't wait for the the game tomorrow. You know, I just wish it would have came on earlier than 7. I'm sure Davenport will be ready. You know, he didn't play last week. I don't think he'll play this week either. I really don't. They'll save him for next week. Everybody will play. Usually everybody plays in the 3rd week. And then in the 4th week, it's pretty much just, people want to do it. Since they got rid of the whole 90 to 75, 75 to 60, 60 to 53, they don't have to cut anybody right away. They can just wait till the last game. They can wait until the 72 hours before the first preseason game and then, cut people. I mean, the first regular season game and cut people in. I'm so glad the Saints got rid of Devontae Harris. But what's even more funny is the Bucs picked him up. Oh, man. I hope he makes the Bucs roster. Shit, that'll be so freaking awesome. I'll be like, Drew Brees, we going passing on Devontae Harris every play. Drew Brees will have 2,000 yards passing by halftime. That's if Devontae Harris don't pass interference every 5 minutes. That dude was freaking terrible. I don't even know why he stayed on a roster for 2 or 3 years. He didn't do much of anything. He falls down. He makes no. Well, hell, I could be great in practice. I could be the best. You could be the best practice player you possibly can be, but if you can't play in the games, what the hell is the point? I think Devontae Harris was taking Brandon Browner lessons. But before Brandon Browner, we had Jason David. Jason David in the 90s, late 90s, 97, 98, 99, he did the same thing Brandon Browner did, except at least Jason David came out and he was like, he wasn't an ass. He actually follows us on Twitter. He's not a bad person now. He's retired and obviously stuff, and he has a business. But Jason David was young. We had him for 4 or 5 years, and he didn't do it every game. But when it was like a game-breaking situation, like 4th and 15, and the other team had to go for it, pass interference. And I'm like, damn, he cost us a few games. So, yeah. I really hope Brandon Browner goes to prison for like 25 years. That dude like aggravated assault, robbery, and stuff. And he's a freaking idiot. He comes out and he says, I got all the Saints' money. Well, you're a freaking moron because you're going to prison. So good luck wiping your ass with that money. He's going to get gang ranked in the shower every night. That's if they freaking don't get a plea bargain and he gets out of jail. Seattle was stupid. We cut him and Seattle picks him right up. Takes him back and says, oh, we'll stick you on the roster. Whatever. It's cool. Do whatever. I don't know. It is so, I don't get it at all. It's just so. It's just so crazy. Yeah, I'm going to be, yeah. He won one with the Patriots. He won one with the Seahawks. Reminds me of the whole Malcolm Butler thing. Everybody wanted us to get Malcolm Butler trade for him. And I'm like, I don't see the appeal in it. There are some fans that actually want us to go get Dez Bryant. Dak Prescott actually came out and said Dez Bryant would be the best receiver for our team. I know better than that. There's no way in hell Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis are going to touch Dez Bryant with a 100-foot pole. Dez Bryant is a miniature Terrell Owens. We don't need Dez Bryant. We don't need that freaking dude coming in, messing around with our team chemistry. I want the ball. I want the ball. I want the ball. No. Let Dez Bryant go sign with the Packers or the 41ers or somebody like that. I'm surprised the freaking Bucks didn't go get him with the Falcons. Because the Falcons, anytime they hear the Saints are signing somebody, they want to sign them. It's like the big brother, little brother syndrome. Let's go get him. Dez Bryant's just he's got talent, but all these freaking receivers, they have talent. They think, I should be the number one receiver. They're not a team player. That's the problem with this. He's getting paid $20 million a year. Yeah, he's bitching. He's bitching about, instead of me catching 95 balls, I should have caught 105 balls. Instead of having 14 touchdowns, I should have had 18 touchdowns. Instead of me having a $2 million signing bonus, I should have had $4 million signing bonus. Jerry Jones was like, you know what? Jerry Jones is the owner and general manager. Jerry Jones is like, you know what? We may suck without you, but guess what? We're going to move on. Screw you. We may suck and have no receivers, but that's okay. And Dez Bryant supposedly turned down a multi-year contract with the Ravens because he said the Ravens aren't a winning team. Okay. Well, at this point, who is he going to sign with? Eagles aren't going to sign him. I don't see the Eagles signing his ass, Yeah, Cooks became a prima donna. I met Cooks. I talked to him. He seemed like a nice kid. But, you get that NFL freedom. And, Cooks got pissed because we drafted Michael Thomas. And Cooks wanted to trade. And we traded him to the Patriots. Patriots just, the Patriots weren't going to give him the money. They just wanted him for that 1 year as a filling gap. Patriots turned around, traded him, got a 5th and 6th round pick. Traded him to the Rams. The Rams gave him a shitload of money. Okay, Rams are stupid. Rams gave him a shitload of money. You know what he's going to do? Once these players get paid a shit amount of money, they're not going to do anything. Because most of the time, it's guaranteed. Like if they get a 5-year, $60 million contract, $30 million might be guaranteed. Hell, that's enough to retire on. What the hell is your motivation? You already got paid. What the hell is your motivation to play? Yeah, I'm kind of glad we got Ramchak. He's the best tackle there, so we got a win-win there. Michael Thomas is going to be a hell of a player. Well, he already is a hell of a player. I met him. He's pretty cool. I made a video of the Saints autographs I have. I asked part 1. I never really did a part 2 yet. I have to do a part 2 soon. But I made a part 1 of all the cards I've autographed. Part 2 is like all the I have like notebook paper, loose leaf and stuff. I had my notebook sitting out like this one time, and I didn't really intend for Drew Brees to sign it. I was just holding it in my hand, and he took it out of my hand, signed it, and gave it to me. I was like, okay. Because I got his signature on cards. I'm like, all right, he signed this. All right, that's cool. So I got him on a loose leaf piece of paper. Well, it wasn't a notebook, but the notebook, I brought it to practice one time, and the practice got rained out in the middle of the practice, and the notebook got so wet. Luckily, the signatures or anything like that, it wasn't when I had Breeze's signature in it, but the signatures got okay. Nothing happened to them, really. So I took them out the paper, I put them in a binder. So like for the lesser known players that I don't have cards of, I just have them sign on loose leaf paper or my notebook paper. So a signature is a signature. No. That's the way I see it. Let's see. That one. Where are we at? All right, I was looking up something briefly. But yeah, we got a hell of a deal there. Max Unger trade. Basically traded Jimmy Graham, got that draft pick, and traded and got Max Unger. Max Unger is a hell of a rock. That center. So we got a good trade off the Jimmy Graham trade. People actually thought for a brief second that Jimmy Graham was going to re-sign with the Saints last year. They actually honestly thought that Jimmy Graham would come back crawling to the Saints after what he said and after everything. I knew there was no way that he was going to sign with the Saints. He signed with the Packers, but I knew there was no way in hell. It would have been nice. Saints got Ben Watson back, but I really hope Nate Wozniak makes the team. He's a 6'10". He was an offensive tackle. They converted him to tight end. 6'10". I hope they sign him. Now, the whole thing with Jimmy Graham bullshit is him and his agent got together and said, okay, Jimmy Graham's lining up in the slot 65% of the time. Therefore, since he's lining up in the slot, he's not a tight end. He's a wide receiver. So Jimmy Graham wanted to get wide receiver money versus tight end money. He wanted to get $13 million when the Saints said, all right, we're only going to give you $7 million. So he got pissed, and that started that whole thing. Packers are freaking stupid. Seattle signed him to a good contract at the time, too. But, nowadays they do put tight ends in the wide receiver slots to confuse people. But that was him and his agent's whole reasoning. Well, his agent said like 60-something, 63% or something, when it was actually more like 40%. But the NFL Players Association ruled that it has to be 50% or over. So technically, he would have been a slot more. I understand where he's coming from. If you're a tight end and they put you in a slot as a receiver, you should therefore be a receiver, considering you have wide receiver number with a tight end. But he was a tight end. He couldn't block worth a shit either. That's another downfall. He couldn't block worth a shit. The only thing he could do was catch. Tight end should be able to block too. Benjamin Watson blocks like a son of a bitch, He's a good blocker. So I'm glad we got him. I hope Nate Wozniak makes the team, because think about this. Harold Carmichael in the 70s and 80s, 6'8", was a hell of a wide receiver. He'd get up there and catch it. Imagine if we have a 6'10" tight end. Man, that dude ain't going to drop shit. Who's going to defend him? I don't see him making a roster, but I'm rooting for. Even if they put him on a practice squad, I root him. Oh, Watson got hurt the other year, but then he came back last year and he played pretty good. So that was pretty much a business situation. He didn't want to leave. That was a business situation. He kind of got to the idea that, it's a business, obviously. It's a business. You got to make your money. So, hell. It is what it is. Hell, let's see. It's just crazy at times, But I like the team we have now. We have a fast team. We have a good team. And I don't see why we shouldn't win the Super Bowl this year. I don't honestly see it. I if we don't win, then something is wrong. Because I think we're going to win it. I have no doubts in my mind. I just can't. I can't think of any outcome unless something disastrous happens, and I hope nothing disastrous really happens to the point where we wouldn't do anything. So let's see. I don't know what that question means there. Let's see. We should have won last year. We should have won the whole thing. If it wasn't for the Vikings turning on the air conditioner at an undisclosed time, we would have won. We would have beat the piss out of the Eagles. We won the Patriots. Alvin Kamara came out and said pretty much what I said months ago. Now the Eagles are going to take this and they're going to use this for bulletin board material. They're going to use it for fodder. They're going to be like, you see what Alvin Kamara said? We shouldn't have won. They would have kicked our ass. So, the Eagles are going to use that as motivation. I think we play them in Philly this year. I can't remember. I have to look at the schedule. But they're gonna. I think it's like week 10 or 11 or something. It's the latter part of the year. So I mean, yeah. It's just it's just to whatever. But yeah, it's definitely that. Oh, okay, we play them in the dome. Well, that's good because if we played them in freaking Philadelphia, them fans are so rabid. You know, they boo Santa Claus. Yeah, I don't have the schedule in front of me. I used to have like papers and stuff like that, but I have it on my I have it in my on my refrigerator. I have the LSU Tulane Saints schedule. I get that every year. My cousin does real estate, so she sends us the magnets with her name and real estate crap on there, sells houses, whatever. So yeah, it's not too bad. I know that dude's name. But yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a game tomorrow. You know, I mean, it's gonna be second string is third, fourth. You're gonna have mistakes. You know, you're gonna have mistakes. It just happens in preseason. Um, it it happens a lot of the times, but it's still gonna be a hell of a game to watch. You know, any Saints game is a hell of a game to watch. But preseason, so. If they lose, they lose. Hopefully, they won't. A win's good for morale. I want them to win. Personally, Tre'Quan Smith came out and said, is there any team going 23-0? He's thinking like me. I want the 23-0. The 4 preseason wins, the 16 regular season wins, and then the 3 postseason wins. So, actually, and if you play in the Hall of Fame game, that turns into a 24-0. So, oh yeah. Well, yeah. A lot of the Saints reporters are saying that. You know, it's kind of funny. All the Saints reporters, that's another thing. They have no freaking loyalty. They jump from Herbie T.O.P. did that. He jumps from this one to that one. We lost today. 2 Saints reporters, both left for the New Orleans newspaper, or whatever. Both left. They're still down here, but they're probably going to jump from paper to paper. So I don't know. There's no loyalty. Pisses me off there. And they always say, oh, this is my dream job, and I hate to leave my dream job. Well, if it was your dream job, why the fuck are you leaving? You know? And they're probably doing it because they got offered more money or a higher paid, better position. So, never. Mark Ingram's definitely going to get more reps. I tell you what, Jonathan Williams, if he don't make this team, I will be shocked. That man ran his ass off in that first game. I think it's going to be him and Kamara. But they always say Kamara, because of last year, do you think you can handle 20 touches? He did touch it 20 times every game. He ran for 12 yards and he got 6 or 7 touches. Well, yeah, he's got to duplicate it, but I mean, even if he messes up, you still have Shane Vereen. He's decent. I'm not worried about the whole Ingram 4-game suspension. I think it's bullshit that they suspended him for 4 games, and no one still knows what did he supposedly take. No one never knows this shit. You won't find this out for 3 or 4 years down the road. All of a sudden, it'll leak out. Oh, he took blah 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 blah, whatever. Fucking it's bullshit. It's just it is what it is. But hell. It's just crazy. That's all. But alrighty. Alrighty. Well, we don't know what that one is, but yeah. Well, it wasn't. They're not supposed to. They're not supposed to disclose when a player gets suspended either, for whatever. They're not supposed to say he came out and took a supplement, but that got leaked. So everything gets leaked nowadays. Every time you see something on Twitter or this or that, Facebook, it'll say per source. So and so wiped his ass per source. Everything gets leaked nowadays. Nothing. It's just crazy. They honestly did this because he's in a. They did this because he's in the NFL. He's in a contract year. A lot of people are saying the Saints did that, but I don't think the Saints did it. I think the NFL did it. Why? Because they want to. It's all collusion. They can't come around and collude players, but they want to. They want to come out and just like do stuff like that. So let's see. Oh, I don't know the answer to that one. I don't want that crap. There we go. You see what I'm talking about with the spam thingamajigs and the troll and stuff, whatever. No. Y'all control all you want if y'all subscribe. I don't care. But don't come on here and just do whatever. But I can't speak Japanese or Chinese with your little la symbols. So unless you're saying Saints are awesome, then whatever. It's the only thing about public regime. Anybody can come on and do what they want. So let's see. But yeah, it's all pretty cool in the event that Ingram comes back, which is pretty good because he'll come back in week 5 or I think week 6 we have a bye. We always have a bye in the early weeks. So that's one good thing. Yeah, week 5, I thought so. It's always week 6 is the bye. Yeah, Saints always have a bye in the first 6-7 weeks. It's been like that for years. Who are you with the symbols? Because I don't even know a name. Anyway, I'm from the U.S. So, this is a Saints site. Saints that we're talking. I mean, y'all can go do whatever with the other ones. I don't care. But yeah, we'll definitely let's see. There we go. I honestly think by week 5 or 6 when he comes back, we'll probably be like 4-1. I think we'll be 4-1. I got us going 12-4. So it ain't too bad in all the situation and stuff. So it's just all good. Oh yeah, for once, thank God. You like last year and all the other years before, they like to put all the good teams against the Saints. Always have a notion we play good against the crappy teams and we play bad against the good teams, and that's why we always were going off to a 1-3 start, 0-2. Like last year we went 0-2, but the years before we were 1-3, 2-5, something like that. So you have to have a good start. So hopefully we have a good start and that continues to a good finish. But I see it's going 12-4. I honestly see us going 12-4. I mean, because other than that, I don't know. But yeah, 12-4, even 11-5 is pretty decent. But yeah, I just looking at the schedule, I just honestly think 12-4 is better. It's just better. So I mean, but yeah, we're gonna even with Ingram out, we're fine. We still have Kamara. We still have Thomas playing the receiver slot. We still have Ginn. We still have Breeze there. So yeah. So it's all good. I mean, hell. But yeah, translation. Are you a Saints fan? Do you do you even know what the Saints are? I'm guessing no, considering you're from another country, supposedly. So that's what I'm thinking. So I was like, yeah. But we do have on our Facebook page, we have Saints fans from different countries: Japan, Mexico, uh, Europe, and stuff like that. So who the nations year round. So world, all the world too. So it's not too bad. So I'm like, yeah. Okay, that one I didn't do. That was automatic. Sometimes it automatically deletes messages. I didn't touch that one. So here's what it is there. Yeah. I really have to start having water or something when I do these. Sometimes I used to, but I get to the point where my throat hurts or something. I'm like, it ain't too bad. But I did a YouTube video where it was like 3.5 hours once on my regular account, so it's nothing too much. And I seem to talk a lot, but I talk about whatever. I have no idea who's starting for the Cards. I don't even know who the hell Josh Rosen is. I know he's their quarterback, but other than that, I really don't know. I didn't check and see. I'm sure he probably will. If he's the starting quarterback, I'm sure he will. I'm sure they'll play him. Because who else they got? Oh, well, that's all good and well. If he's a rookie quarterback and he talks a lot of smack, I have no problem with starting Cam Jordan against his son of a. Oh, good Lord. Sam Bradford. God damn, that dude follows us around like the freaking plague. I was praying during that playoff game Sam Bradford would get activated and play. Well, he got activated, but they'd never played him because Sam Bradford would have totally blew that game. I don't even know how Sam Bradford keeps getting jobs. He didn't do shit for the Rams. He gets injured. They ship him off to the Vikings. He didn't do shit there. He gets injured. Well, actually, he did. He did pretty good, but then he got injured, and I guess they cut him. The Vikings got rid of all their quarterbacks. I don't even know the Vikings don't have a quarterback apparently now. And then can't wait to rematch against them. Whoever that quarterback is will kick their ass. And then they play, I don't know, Bradford. Kirk Cousins sucks. That's right. I forgot Cousins. Yeah, I forgot they traded him or something. Yeah, Kirk Cousins blows. We'll kick his ass. I'm not worried about that. We will kick his ass. But they say, oh, rematch. It's like, it's not so. But somebody give me $125 million. He played pretty decent for the Redskins. But as long as Daniel Snyder's owning the Redskins, they're not going anywhere. I hate to say it. Daniel Snyder actually cares about his players, and he'll pay top dollar for people, but he pays for the wrong people. He honestly, he should have kept Kirk Cousins. That was their one true shot at making the playoffs. Whoever the Redskins have at quarterback now, I think they have Alex Smith. You know, yeah, Alex Smith. It's just, yeah. Alex Smith played well because he had Andy Reid. I don't even know who the hell the Redskins coach is right now. I don't think Jay Gruden's. No, maybe Jay Gruden still is the coach. I don't know. Yeah, he probably is. But they gonna clear house there. He don't perform this year. They gonna clear house. Get rid of him. He's gonna be gone. He's so gone so fast it won't even be funny. So, I mean, hell, yeah, I think Gruden's still there. I tend to keep up with the NFL a lot in ways, but I can't remember every single detail. I used to be able to, but it's kind of like I don't. I blocked all the teams on Twitter and Facebook, so I don't really go to that page. I only go like to the enemies, like Carolina or Atlanta's page when we win. Then I'll go on there, unblock them, and I'll blow. We won, suck it, assholes, or some shit. Because all those fans, they always bring up Katrina. Those fans are terrible. The Buccaneers fans, we don't really worry about them because they don't really count. Because they've only been in our division since 2002, where the other teams have been in our division, you know. The U.S. is nice, obviously, you know. But it ain't too bad. But yeah, pretty much with the Saints and all. The Saints have a good organization. We have good players. We have good filemanship. You know, we don't have character issues, so we get that shit out the way because you have to have good chemistry. You can't have a bunch of players dysfunctional. It just doesn't, you know. Yeah, you say 28-3 to the Falcons. You know what they bring up? They bring up Katrina. There are Falcons fans that actually wish death upon us on a daily basis. They wish another Katrina would come and just wipe out the entire state. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, we get into it with these bastards. I'm telling you. Like I said, the Bucs fans, they've only been in our division since 2002, so they don't really know the whole thing. That's when the NFC South was founded. Before 2002, it was the NFC West. Our division used to be the Rams, the 49ers, the Falcons, and the Saints. And we had to freaking play Joe Montana twice a year. Yeah. NFL cheated so freaking bad. It wasn't even funny. They cost us so many games back then. Pete Rozelle kissed the 49ers' ass every year. Wasn't even funny. Go look up the replay game on YouTube. They cost us a game there where we could have been the number one seed. I'm pretty sure that was the 12-3 season. We went 12-3 and was a wild card because the 49ers went 13-2. We lost, I think, both of those games to the Niners, I believe. We went on a 12-game winning streak in 87 after the strike. So, during the strike forward. Yeah, Bucs don't really get into the whole situation, you know. But, like I said, back when I was a kid, it was NFC West. And we had the 49ers in our division. We had the Rams in our division. And we had the Falcons. So the Falcons were always in our division. Yeah. Actually, when we came into the league, the first year we came into the league, the Saints, they put us with the Eagles, the Cowboys, and there was another team. And they called it the Capital Division. And then they redid the Capital Division. And they called it for a few years the Century Division. And I forgot who was with it. I think that's when they put the Niners and the Rams. Then they changed it in like the early 70s to the NFC West. Shit. We had to play Joe Montana twice a year, and we had to play Steve Young. It wasn't. We get our ass handed to us. We had to play the freaking Rams. We always had to play Jim Everett twice. And then the Falcons, you know, the Falcons sucked because they always had Chris Miller. And Chris Miller, you hit him, he had like 57 concussions in his career. He was actually retired for 6 or 7 years, and then the Colts brought him back, and he didn't do shit. And the Falcons said, we'll play. He's 42. Let's put him in. And he got another concussion. And He actually missed like 2 years with concussions, I think. Yeah, it's not too bad. You know, Dion. Oh, good lord. Yeah, Dion used to get burned by the Cowboys. He got burned. I remember one year he got burned on Monday Night Football by Michael Irvin. They beat the piss out of him. They were kicking the Falcons' ass, and they just kept throwing on Dion. And they didn't get prime time on Dion. They got Sanders, and they got Colonel Sanders, the Chicken Man. That's what they got. It's on YouTube. It's so freaking it is so, it's so something. Well, this auto thing keeps kicking. I don't know why it keeps kicking. It is weird. It keeps kicking like crazy. Yeah, but the Falcons had a few decent years, when Jerry Glanville was freaking coaching. And they actually interviewed Jerry Glanville a couple of weeks ago on WWL Radio. And I'm like, what the fuck are we interviewing this dude for? He's like, he's in his 80s now. He always used to leave season tickets every game tickets for Elvis. Jerry Glanville used to coach. He was the defensive coordinator for the Falcons in the 80s and the 70s. They had the grit splits. They had the number one defense, NFL record, 9 points a game they gave up. And the team went 7-7, missed the playoffs. It was before they had 16-game seasons. Before 1978, it was 14 games. Before 1961, they played 12 games. So since 1978, it's been 16 games. And they're trying to make it to 18 and then cut the preseason from 4 to 2. That was another thing. They used to play 6 preseason games and have 14 regular season games. So then they said, 6 is too much. We'll just take those 2 and put it regular season so they don't lose the money. But yeah, that's how they did it. It was a thing back then, so hell. Okay. But yeah, pretty much. Those teams we battled throughout the 80s. We battled. We never won a division because of the 49ers, but we made the playoffs 4 times. So, between 87 and 92. Unfortunately, we lost all 4 times, but Falcons actually beat us in the playoffs one year, and it sucked ass. Then the Eagles beat us, and then we lost to the Bears one year, 1990, 8-8 team. That's the year A-Bear set out. We had Steve Walsh, and we 8-8. We won, and we had to play Chicago in Chicago. And we lost 16-6. I remember that game. We couldn't do anything. And then the other team we lost to, I don't really remember off the top of my head. And it wasn't until 2000 when we beat the Rams, which we had a 30-3 lead, and we damn near lost that freaking game. Oh, no, the Falcons? Yeah, the Falcons are 0-2, but see, here's the thing, right? They always talk shit. They always talk smack. They always say, Katrina this and Katrina that. You know what? I hope a hurricane hits right in the middle of Atlanta, and boom. You know Atlanta's stupid? They put a Chick-fil-A in their stadium. Chick-fil-A are closed on Sundays. 99% of the games that they play are on Sunday, unless they have a Thursday night game or a Monday night game. So that's stupid in itself. Yeah. That just proves the stupidity. And their stadium looks like a Chinese box. If you ever have a Chinese box, you open it up. Their stadium, they should go back to Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. That was a shit box in the 70s and 80s. They had to go back to that. The Georgia Dome was only 20 years old. 25 tops. I mean, it was just crazy that they did that. But yeah, it's just it is something. It is something that they did that. I laugh at that so much. I'm like, why the hell would you put a restaurant that 97% of the time, let's say, because the occasional Thursday and Monday night game will happen, that they don't get revenue from it. It's just stupid. Arthur Blank is a moron. That's why I don't shop at Home Depot either. I don't know. I will not. I will never shop there. No, I don't even like walking in Home Depot. I don't even. No. I don't know if he still owns Home Depot, but I know he founded it, so I don't support them at all. So don't ever go into Home Depot. Don't support them, because maybe Home Depot will die, and the Falcons' legacy will die with it. Arthur Blank will sign. It will die. It's just crazy. It's just something. Let's see. How many oceans do we have? Okay, I've got it finally. Alrighty. Well, they can't stop me on this, what you call it. It's pretty awesome. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'll do a video tomorrow after the game, probably around the same time or so. But yeah, got a sore throat now, but I don't mind talking too much. It's pretty good. I appreciate you viewing and all, and if you want to just send me the dates and let me know when you want to do whatever, and I'll let you know when I can do it. I've got to figure out life and the situation and whatnot. So, but appreciate you viewing as always. I do all that good stuff. Let's see. So, who's left on the experience? That other dude is still here. The dude from America, the dude who wants to come to America, the Japanese dude, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I guess he's still here. But yeah, in the long run, Saints are going to win. I hope you like the Saints. If you Google New Orleans Saints, support our team, because the New Orleans Saints is a worldwide organization, and everybody likes the Saints. Well, if they don't, they should, because we're the best team around. We're the best team going. So, do the research, all the good stuff. You have any comments, theories, questions, alternate universes, questions concerning the greatest football team in the NFL, the New Orleans Saints? Who's going to win the Super Bowl again? 2-time Super Bowl. I'm just calling it like it is, because I know it's going to happen. So, I don't know, but yeah, I talked a lot tonight, and it was a good conversation, and I appreciate everybody who stopped in and commented and viewed and stuff. So, and like I said in the beginning of the video, like us on Facebook. We are the Who Dat Nation. Twitter is at WATWDN. Instagram is We Are the Who Dat Nation. Share us and subscribe to us on here if you see this, because this is just for the Saints fans. And I'm going to wrap up this video. It's a long video, longest video I think I've made on here, but when you talk to Saints fans and the Who Dat Nation, time flies. So I appreciate y'all viewing. Shout out to the Who Dat Discussion. They gave us a shout out in our last video. You know, they're pretty cool. I'm going to do one time a guest on their podcast. You know, it's pretty cool. So, you know, show them some love. I think they're on the Saints News Network now. As I mentioned, since I watched one of their last videos, show them some love. YouTube, follow them, you know, Instagram and Twitter, and they have their podcast. I think they said their podcast was on Google Play. I forget, but I'm sure you can look it up. I don't really fool with all those Google Play stuff, but you can look it up. But yeah, but make sure to follow us, follow them, all that good jazz. Make another video tomorrow after the game. So thanks for viewing. And who dat say they're gonna beat them Saints? Who dat?